Magandang umaga po sa inyong Wednesday morning po. Napakaganda po ng ating topic.
Okay. Good morning po sa lahat at salamat po sa muli na inyong pagsusubaybay. Ito po si Pastor Jonathan Gerardo.
Ang inyong lingkod po, Erlinda Irardo po. Bago natin talakayin yung ating topic ko ngayon, hingin natin si Pastor Jonathan manalangin.
Tayo po ay sumandaling manalangin. Dakila at aming Diyos at aming Ama sa langit. Salamat po sa inyong kabutihan. Salamat po na nakabangon kami na may kalakasan na patuloy po namin na ibigay ito para sa paglilingkod sa inyo, aming Diyos at aming Panginoon. Pagpalain niyo po yung aming i-discuss about servant's heart. So, dalangin ko po, Panginoon, na yung inyong banal na Espiritu siyang patuloy na gumabay sa aming pag-usapan sa umagang ito at dalangin namin na ito po yung katulong ng malaki sa inyong mga manggagawa at sa inyong mga anak. Salamat po marami. Pangalan ng Panginoon sa Kristo.
Amen. Amen. Napakaganda po ng topic natin. Our topic today is a servant heart. Ano bang ibig sabihin? A servant's heart means to have a mindset or a desire to selflessly and sacrificially serve others, regardless of feelings towards them or what it may cost you. Successful leaders maintain a servant's heart and thus encourage that people to do the same. Imagine what your business culture look like if you and all of your team become servants leaders, and servant leaders prepare to serve.
They lead but are followed willingly instead of fearfully.
Yes.
They come to work thinking first about their team and what can be done for them instead of what power they can put to use that day. Servant leaders thinks about others first instead of self. They are more concerned about the benefits and growth of others rather than putting their own desire or goal first of all.
Okay, how do we develop a servant heart? To develop a servant heart, you must begin by being in right alignment with God, recognizing you are in relationship to who He is, exposes any pride that you may have, and yet at the same time, the more you recognize who you are in relationship with Him, the more you embrace humility.
A servant leader is not concerned about acquiring or holding onto power. Okay, number 2 po. It is not focused on maintaining a certain reputation above all else. Number 3. Is not obsessed with staying ahead of everyone else in the ladder.
Number 4, does not fear employees gaining skills and knowledge behind their own, does not use domination or fear to control people. Number 6, places high value on the community. Number 7 po, is committed to the growth and improvement of those being led.
How do you develop a servant leadership skill? In order to be a good servant leader, you need to develop and practice a few skills. Number 1 po, be a good listener. Listener needs to be a good communicators and have decision-making skill, but a servant leader also places a high priority on listening to others. You may be able to listen to individuals as well as the group and try to determine what their will or desire is. Additionally, you can be able to listen to yourself and know what is motivating you.
Okay, number 2, practice empathy. Empathy allows you to get past surface issue that what really is going on. Number 3, embrace concept of healing. Everyone is in the same state of brokenness. there is something not working quite right for everyone. The servant leader recognizes this, and instead of ignoring that reality and reverting to a punitive punishment when that brokenness becomes inconvenient on the job, he or she looks for ways to make broken people well.
Okay? Ang number 4 po, be aware. A typical leader is often completely unaware of what people are thinking,
Yes.
feeling, or even doing. A servant leader, on the other hand, makes a point of being aware of the obvious and the subtle, both in their own life and in others' life. Number 5 po, be persuasive. Servant leadership is about service, not domination. A servant leader using power or persuasion to help people choose the right path as needed instead of demanding the path.
Yes. Number 6, be able to conceptualize. Servant leaders are big picture thinkers. They inspire their team to think beyond the day-to-day grind, beyond the immediate issues in front of them. Number 7, be a good steward. Servant leaders are more motivated by thinking of the greater good than thinking of personal achievement or reward.
Number 8 po, commitment to building up people. This means that training opportunities, promotion,
Yes.
growth, these are given to the team instead of to self. As a servant leader, there is no fear that the people on your team will surpass you.
Yes.
You are not trying to protect your own place in the world. You are keeping the best opportunity for yourself.
Okay, what are the biblical qualities for keeping in mind if you want to become a servant leader? Number 1 po, integrity. To do righteous and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. We can find it in Proverbs 21 verse 3. As a servant leader, perhaps the most important quality is integrity. It is the foundation on which all other leadership qualities are built. Proverbs 21:3 is the reminder that Jesus calls us to walk in the ways of righteousness and justice. Our actions should reflect our faith. If it is true servant leaders, we cannot cheat, lie, and manipulate our way to the top. We are called to do something much different and entirely countercultural, to be honest.
Okay, number 2 po, humility. Since God chose you to be the holy people He loves, you must clothe yourself with tender-hearted, mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Yan po ay matagpuan natin sa Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. One of the most difficult things to admit to ourselves and others is that we don't know it all.
Yes. Number 3, flexibility. I know how to live on almost nothing or everything. I have learned the secrets of living every situation, whether it is with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. That is what Paul says in Philippians 4:12 to 13. Okay.
Servant leadership practice flexibility. They are willing to adapt to their situation and surrounding. They recognize that life can throw them into unexpected situation or challenges.
Yes.
Again, servant is a person who meets the needs of others. A servant is an individual who put themselves under submission to another. A servant, different from slave, is that a slave is not every slave is a servant, but not every servant is a slave. To cultivate our servant heart, let us use Jesus as your or our role model.
Yes.
He was the greatest servant of all. We must choose to serve others and be the least. This in order to have a servant heart. When we obey God's commandment, we exhibit a servant heart. Serving others according to the example we have in Jesus in equality of having a servant heart and serving others may be what God uses to touch their heart and draw them to Him. Share the love of God by using your gifts to serve others. It's another aspect of having a servant heart. Okay? Napakaganda po talaga niyang kung makuha natin yung example ni Jesus. Kaya po si Jesus ay nagbigay ng example sa atin para ito po yung ating sundan na hindi tayo pwede magmalaki. Kung si Jesus po ay isang Diyos na nagkatawang tao, He humbled Himself. Inabot po tayo sa pinakamababa. Samantalang tayo po ay isang taong makasalanan at namumuhay sa isang kasalanan. Okay? Tayo po ay manalangin. Dakila at aming Diyos at aming Ama sa langit. Salamat po na si Jesus ay nagbigay ng isang halimbawa na aming nasusundan. Bagamat isa siyang Diyos, bumaba po siya, nagpakababa siya para kami abutin. Isang example po, Panginoon, nahugasan niya yung mga paa ng kanyang mga alagad. As the lowest servant na isang bahay, ginampanan po ito ni Jesus. Sana po, ganun din kami na inyong mga anak, kami na naglilingkod sa inyo. Sana po makita namin ang halimbawa ni Jesus, a servant serving others. Pagpalain niyo po, Panginoon, ang topic na ito. Nawa maging paalala sa aming lahat, Panginoon. Salamat po marami. Lahat po na ito ay aming hinandog at hiniling sa tanging makapangyarihang pangalan ng Panginoong Jesucristo. Amen.
Amen and amen. God bless you all. Okay. Continue to view our videos. God bless you.
Muna natin pag-pray.
Amen.